Um, Hello, and welcome to this evening's Grand Prix. You join myself, Lemony Tang, and Paddy Pat in the commentary booth this evening. This is the Prospect eRacing League Tier 1 Round 2, ladies and gentlemen, from Monza. It's great to be here, Paddy. It's great to have you along. I can't wait for this Grand Prix.
Yeah, especially after round one, an absolute exciting race we had last week in Mexico. Can they double it up this week? We're going to have to wait and find out. But we are at Italy, Monza, an especially historic track. And I can't wait to get things undergoing here.
The Italian Grand Prix, it's always full of passion and red fans in the grandstand. Can the Scuderia bring it out of the bag this evening? They are all equal cars out there, ladies and gentlemen. Tier 1 is one of the best tiers we have here. So close, so tight between these guys. The slipstream's going to be a major issue here this evening. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, and the thing is, last week it paid to keep your wing clean and paid to keep away from those track limits. This week it's not as harsh as track limits, but I tell you what, they've got some incredible chicanes where they've got to be on their toes, because if you hit that apex right or wrong, you are saying good night. Anyway, this week we are at Monza. Last week, let's have a look at the driver standings after the round one. So there they are up in the lobby right now. CPR Robbie came away with the win. Not only the win, he did get the fastest lap as well in the Williams car with 26 point. Trejoy ended up coming seconds, and he was the only driver, one of the only drivers on that track that didn't get a single penalty, and it really did pay off for him. And the Alfa Romeo then, Los Antonio coming in third. Scotty, a very, very fast driver, but because he was on pad last week, it was a wheel kind of track, and he did struggle. But today, can he avenge himself and get himself on pole? And here is the Constructors' Championship as we see right now. Constructors.
Yeah, just to jump back onto the drivers one there, as I'm looking at it on my screen. So basically, it's going to be really interesting to see how these drivers develop through the championship season. Who can challenge for that championship? Who's going to be left in the dust? There's some guys out there, Nick and Optic as well, Total Carney. They want to try and get some points on the board here. You need to get them early on, otherwise you can find yourself quickly looking for being out of that championship battle.
You can indeed, and there's the Constructors. So at the minute, 36 points is the lead for the Williams, but we are very early on in this season. And let's see what these guys can do around Monza. We've got guys on the outlaps right now, so without further ado, let's get some racing done.
100%. Just having a look at Clement coming down the back straight, really in the Red Bull. So it'll be interesting to see how close these guys are. It's a short qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, so there's no strategy really out there. You're just gonna have to put it towards the wall, really. You have to be really close on the edge, otherwise you won't get them crucial thousandths here, Paddy.
No, indeed. And the Red Bull, it looks like Kanita in the Aston Martin is going to be one of the first alongside Antonio. That's going to be setting their fastest lap first. Now, Antonio has gone on the medium compound tyre. He did come in third place last week, so he's going to be looking for a good showing here at Monza as he comes through that second chicane. Very, very difficult corners to get that exit and entry speed completely right. And now it's going to be the second DRS zone after this 90-degree corner, and we're going to see some over there. This one, not so much. I mean, if you do make a move here, you've got to make sure you're getting it right, because it's very difficult to go side by side around this chicane. And never mind on your own, if you hit the curve wrong here, you say good night. It looks like he's got it absolutely bang on there. He's going to pick up a little bit of slipstream from the guy in front. He's going to use every advantage he can here in the Alfa Romeo, and he comes around the long sweeping right-hander. Around the corner he goes. He's going to be the first person to set a lap time. He uses all the track on the left-hand side, tucks it in nice and tight, and Antonio sets a lap time with a 1:20.9. What do you reckon about that, mate?
Good stuff from Anton, setting the bar there. He definitely will have a couple of tenths in his back pocket. He hasn't used a soft side there, as Ken is about to come across the line into second. A 1:21.4. He may have had a moment out there. He knows there's definitely time out there, but Vundix straight into pole position at a 1:20.4, definitely cutting off nearly half a second there from Anton. So a lot of time, a lot of traffic down that front straight, I have to say as well there, Paddy.
It was a little bit worrying, that was. You had people coming on the pinch, you had people on hot laps, people on cool down laps. It was looking at no one had a bit of contact there. That was one for a bit of a heart-stopping moment into turn 1 and 2.
Definitely was. A Quasar pips into second now as well. So these lap times are starting to come in thick and fast as the guys are starting to come around on their first runs. You'd expect to see 3 runs out here this evening, Paddy, for the pole position shootout.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time to be had in Monza. You know, you can lose time so easily. And as we see now, the Alpine car of Scotty, who's also gone out on those medium compound tyres. However, he's got a lot of traffic in front of him. Not sure if they're on all that, but look at the traffic out there right now. It is quite a short track. It's only like a 120. You see McLaren getting out of the way very quickly. And for me, these are one of the hardest corners to get right. It's really difficult to pick that braking point. It looks like Scotty has got it absolutely bang on there, using all of the tracks to the left-hand side, using the green stuff, and down at the second of DRS. Second of 2. First one being on the pit straight. He's taking it very cautiously there, but it could be so easily done to spin out there, and you'll be out of qualifying. So these are all about banker laps at the minute.
Guaranteed Scotty just warming his tyres there as well. He comes into the last corner, Parabolica probably going for a fast one now. Not feeling the grip in his first run on them mediums. It's definitely something these guys need to consider. He's actually coming into the pit lane. So Scotty's aborted that first run, decided the mediums aren't the way to go. Alex is on top at the moment with Carney in second, but yeah, that's pretty much at the moment.
Let's have a look at PRL Owen, and he has invalidated. We'll go on to the half driver of Carboy, who's also invalidated. Carbolis is being disqualified from this qualifying session, and we've got a release on that. We'll soon find out hopefully. But yeah, everyone's at almost at their first run. PRL Optic is now on his hot lap. He's gone straight on to the soft compound tyre as he comes through the second chicane. One of 3 chicanes. Gets a little bit wobbly there on exit. He's really trying to push the limits on these soft tyres.
Yeah, Optic getting a little bit caught out there with the traffic, unsettling him. The Williams didn't do a great job from getting out of the way. He kept it on the racing line going into the braking zone. Optic had to go around him to continue, but he's made it through now, coming down into the Ascari chicane, the treacherous corner. It literally is trying to bite you every time you try and go through it. Hit them curves a little bit wrong, carry too much speed a little bit here, and you'll be off. But he navigates it perfectly down the back straight now towards Parabolica, a very important braking zone. Very easy to throw it off on the exit with a lot of power understeer. You really have to be patient on the exit. He seems to have done it running wide nicely, and he's cutting the corner now towards the line. What kind of a lap time? Optic in the 4th position. All the time he's always up there. Great banker lap from himself.
It is indeed, and the thing is, he still has that point to prove. I mean, we really were singing his praises last week. Had a great qualifying session. He was running P4 in the race, and God forbid it happened. He spun it, and that was him out of the point. So hopefully this week he can do a little bit better in the race. Once again, very good at qualifying his Optic, but he's just got to convert that into some points. It's a long race, 50%, and sometimes he may have to just be a little bit more patient at times, maybe not always push the car to its limits. There's got to be some changes he's got to do because he needs to get these points in on the board.
Indeed, I was just having a look at Jackson there, a bit of an interesting line through the Ascari chicane. He's definitely coming in at the end of this one. So not many people out there on a fast one. I think Anton has just crossed the line. He has indeed, to start his second run here on the soft tyres. So it was interesting to see how he gets through the first corner. He's definitely left a few tenths on the table there, but it's all about gaining that momentum, gaining that confidence, and understanding the car under braking with fuel loads. It can't be underestimated how much these cars change through the qualifying session.
Yeah, as the rubber gets down onto the track, it really does get a lot more grippier. So it's all about that timing as well. That timing of when you're going to get out. The latest you leave it, the better grip you're going to have. And it's all about the mind games as well with these drivers. And you'll see, with only with about 3 minutes left, you'll see all of them trying to get out and get as much and excel as much as they can out of what they can get advantage of on the track. As we see Catboy coming across the line, setting his first lap time with a 1:21.3. Not a bad lap time, but I'm sure we'll see him on the softs later on. Now, you mentioned Antonio. He's on another hot lap. He comes round the last bend as well. Now, he came third last week. What is he going to do on those soft compound tyre? He crosses the line. He goes provisional pole with a 1:20, almost dead. What a lap time. He's putting a banker down now. It's provisional pole for Antonio.
On board of him, looking at that myself, through pretty much the whole lap. There's definitely a couple of tenths in there. One thing to mark out, Wally was having an awful time through the Rettifilio chicane, and he literally threw it off in front of him. So Anton, a few distractions out there, but he still made it count. And as you say, he's on pole position right now by at least 4,000ths of a second, 400ths of a second towards Alex, who is on an outlap, mind you. But this bar is ever so closely etching higher and higher and higher. We will see a 1:19 by the end of this one. I'm sure of it here, Paddy.
Yes, indeed we will. I'm sure of it. But we just watched FR Gulfi cross the line. It was last year's Tier 2 champion, and he's in top 10 at the minute on the soft compound tyres. So, yeah, not a bad effort there from the Aston Martin boy.
Stuff from Guffey, getting a bit of here. In fairness, you have to say though, these Tier 1 boys, they're super pace out there. The whole grid almost within a second out there. I have to say, the pace is really firing out there. Top 10 definitely within a second. So yeah, it's really hard to get up there. Guffey doing a fantastic job there. The Aston Martin only a couple of tenths behind his teammate Kenty, not even.
What a lap time! Unbelievable, Jeff! And I tell you what, Scotty is coming on those soft with an absolute bang. What a lap there from LFR Scotty and the Alpine. He has definitely put a marker down now. 2/10 faster than anyone out in the field. Now, where is V-Robbie? V-Robbie down in 8th, who is on a hot lap. He was last week's winner, and what can he do? He must have seen Scotty go all the way up to top place there, and these two are really going to be fighting out like they were last week. I believe it's going to be the same again at Monza.
You would definitely think so. These guys, it's always funny how the same people find each other on the same bit of tarmac so many times in this tier. You know, the old rivalries, new rivalries starting to show up here as well. This Tier 1 boys are friendly now. They really are competitive guys. They take it fairly seriously. Like, you know, they do a lot of time and effort in the background. Don't let it be forgotten. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of concentration to get these cars around. As Alex goes in on 18.9, Robbie there, 19.8, sorry.
And just like that, QC Alex comes in provisional pole, and CPR Robbie knocks down Scotty to 3rd. It's all going on here. Not many minutes left in this qualifying, but wow, they're all coming in thick and fast. You said, are we going to see in the 1:19s? We've not just seen it, we've seen 2/10 quicker.
Interesting stuff. Only 5 minutes and 30 odd seconds left on this clock. These guys will be thinking about their last runs now. How on earth are you gonna? What do you do here, Paddy? If you see Alex posting that lap time, you really have to dig deep to try and beat that one.
But you know, you're talking from 1st to 3rd here. You're talking millimeters here. This is how close these guys are at the top tier. It's absolutely incredible to see, and it really can be the difference of whether or not you took that slight different line, and I mean slight different line, or got the accelerator pedal on just slightly too late or too early, depending on your grip levels, and that decides who is going to get pole here today. That's how close these boys are, as we see Denmark giving up on his lap as FRL Jackson flies past him, currently 19th but on a hot lap on the soft compound tyres. Let's have a look to see what he can do.
what can he do? I haven't had a look at his split times or anything like that, so we'll have a look at the parabolica. He seems to be nice and tidy on the front end. A lot of front grip on the exit there as well. No power understeer, which is something that you can really suffer with around this course, this track. And he's in a solid 6th position with that one. A great first attempt from Jackson.
Definitely is. Sorry, mate. We're just changing up the volume and audio to make it level out. So we're just a bit busy as well on the stream. My brother's going crazy sorting that out as well. So fair play to Dizzy Lizard, who's doing the audio as the live stream goes on. So that's brilliant to see. Right, who else have we got? We've got 3 minutes 50 seconds left on this stream. Let's go on to Wally then, who is on a hot lap in the other Alpine. His teammate is in second with a 1:19.831. That was last week's winner, CPI. Now then, what Wally can do in the Alpine here.
The Alpine there. It's a nice out colour this year now, I have to say, this Alpine. Very good stuff. Wally, he's been in the way a little bit out there today, but let's see how he hits these apexes nice and tidy through the last few chicanes there, the Ascari chicanes. So coming down the back straight now, we were only parked there 2012 on the left hand side. Great stuff, the Monza Grand Prix. Into Parabolica now for Wally. What can he put on the board here? It's going to be interesting. He's in 16th at 120 points, and now he's coming in. Aborted that one. So, well, that's not a bad move in fairness. Get a brand spanking set of softs and get back out there with no fuel for the last run.
Well, Quasar has invalidated his run, so we might see him in. Oh, has he got enough time? He should do if he gets in nice and quick. We've got the other Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's not having a good showing out here at the minute. Both of them outside the top 10. But can that change? Kaniti in the Aston Martin now, coming through Sector 2. And he is on the soft compound tyres now as he enters the chicane. He's already a 10.5 up on his time through this sector, but he can lose it all through here. But it looks tidy, but not the fastest I've seen through there. Let's see how it goes. It is all now just the drag race to the end, keeping it tight around here, but then also dragging it wide, using all the track, get as much exit speed as you can, and then coming back in tight, as close as you can to the pit lane without getting in too much trouble. And he crosses the line. He goes into the top 10 with a 120.2.
Good stuff from Ken, although I don't think he'll have enough time to get back around. Maybe. No, he's running out of fuel, so that's the end of his story. So interesting for Ken there. But yeah, Aston Martin into the 9th position. He will be hoping for a little bit better than that one.
Well, as we see now, half the field coming out on their outlap. It's going to be a busy last laps around here, and we could see a lot of positioning changes. Look at these sexy voices in the comms box, says Just Gaming. Hello, good Just Gaming, and welcome in. And welcome all of you to the PRL Tier 1. It's round 2 at Monza. We've had incredible qualifying, and now it's that final shootout on who's where and what's how. Catboy invalidating on whether or not he's retired in the pits. Yes, he has been validated in pits. So, who's going to be across the line then to set their fastest time? We haven't really mentioned the guy in 4th place in the Alfa Romeo. He is looks like he's going very slow indeed. But yeah, the two Alfa Romeo boys in 4th and 5th at the minute.
Yeah, not too bad from the sales there. Scotty's just crossed the line to start his last flyer here in the Alpine. But yeah, no, it's getting really close up on top here. There's only hundreds, if not thousands, between these guys. It's going to be very interesting here towards the end of this qualifying session. We are coming to the crescendo, ladies and gentlemen. 40 odd seconds left. These guys are starting their last runs. Not much fuel left in the tank. Soft tyres, as grippy as you possibly can hope. And Scotty comes through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Very nice lines from himself as he powers down towards the Ascari. Now, Paddy, what's his split time going to be?
Well, he's just coming out, he's got yellow flags in front of him, the car's getting out of the way, and he's a 10.5 up on his time. Can he get this chicane right? This could be amazing here. QC Alex is in the pits. He is done. He's not going to be out there again. So it is a 1:19.817 to beat. Can Scotty put a shift in here? He comes across the line. What is it going to be for Scotty in the Alpine? It was a 10.5 up. He goes as tight as he can. Here he comes. It's Scotty. Scotty's a 1:19.7. What a fantastic end. He's knocked out QC. V Robbie's retired. Wow, fantastic stuff. What can Antonio do? Talk me through it. Here he comes.
Anton through the last chicane now, only concentrating on the braking zone into Parabolica. He was just about level on his time. He has to gain some time into Parabolica. What can he do into the tight right-hander? Sweep it out now, try and carry as much momentum as possible, and you're almost ducking in the car. What can he do? He's in 50, he can't improve. Sorry, he does, but he can't improve on his time. On his position, he's in 5th, but that was unbelievable stuff from these guys, I have to say.
I gotta say, Scotty's actually left it to the last minute, but what is FRL Jackson? He's not, he's invalidated. We got the Mercedes coming in now thick and fast. All the drivers on their last laps, not merely improving, considering there's going to be more traction. But here we go, the Mercedes of Total Carney. He's coming round. Can he do anything?
He's running out of fuel. He's running out of fuel. Oh, what a disaster.
It's absolute carnage for the Mercedes driver.
Basil is going to be good. Oh, he's coming in as well. So that's it, Paddy. I think Scotty has taken pole position with a monstrous lap on 1:19.726. That has to be the fastest lap time I think I have ever witnessed in my life around here. Fantastic stuff from Scotty. Fair play to him.
I tell you what an absolute showdown that was. Incredible stuff from these tier 2 drivers. You said, Will, we going to get in the 119s? We only had 5 drivers in the 119s today, and they were fighting out on the top. When I seen QC Alex come in, he got provisional pole. V-Robbie came in, knocked Scotty down all the way down the 3rd. We think, bloody Nora, this is absolutely incredible. And we thought, well, that can't be getting that can't be beat. And then Scotty only beats provisional pole by 1/10 right at the last minute. Incredible qualifying and actually amazing from the Irishman.
I have no idea where he got that lap time from. As you say, almost a 10th to Alex. That's an unbelievable. That's a take a bow, son. Take a bow. Robbie in 3rd there as well. Fair play to them. Vundix in 4th. And Anton rounding out your top 5. But that has to be one of the tightest qualifyings I've ever seen. I've been on the edge of my seat here, Pat.
Indeed, and yeah, so Scotty in 1st, QC Alex in 2nd, CPR Robbie only 3rd for him today, Silvondix in 4th, and Las Antonio in 5th. Great showing for qualifying from the Alfa Romeo boys. I wonder if there's going to be team orders on that one. PRL Optic, another good qualifying session for him, but keep an eye on him. We want to see him improve in the races here. And well, up next, mate, is the 50% race here around Monza, and I can't wait if it's anything to do with that qualifying.
It's going to be an interesting one, I have to say. As we said there before the top of the qualifying, it's going to be a slipstream battle down these straights. It's the speed track of the year, I swear to God. It's unbelievable. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's the cathedral of speed. That's what I'm saying.
Remember last week when Robbie decided that he didn't go out again and aborted his lap even though he was on pole position? Now then, Monza, turn 1. Is it actually better to start on behind the pole sitter? Has he done this again here? We're going to find out. We're going to wait and find out. But has he done the same as he did in Mexico? If you remember, he deliberately aborted his lap when he was going to be on pole, and then he actually got into P1 into turn 1. Because there was such a long drag race to that first turn, he used a slipstream and got into P1. Is he going to do the same here?
I don't know, Paddy. If they're able to think about that really as they're going around trying to set their pole position lap time, they definitely have an IQ higher than me. I can't believe it. Like, I'd rather be on pole position, to be honest. Get a good start, pull up to the inside, and let them do what they want around the outside. I can't really see it happening, to be honest. Especially with me on the brakes, I should say.
Well, then, Tier 1 drivers, for a reason. That's what they're here for. They're not here to just drive as fast as they can. They're also trying to figure out what the best strategy is in the race whilst they're racing at top speeds. This is what makes these guys absolutely amazing to watch. And we've got 29 viewers right now watching this. We're about to start 50%, 27 laps around Monza, the Italian circuit. And we just want to take this moment to thank every single one of you for being here. Don't forget the PRL Esports Prospects do have Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. They have the lot, guys, so if you can, go and follow them, guys, on those platforms.
100% do get in touch, like and subscribe to the channel. Check us out on the old Bookface and the Twitch and the Twitter and all that stuff. You know, I'm not too too much into the old mumbo jumbo these days, but I do have a YouTube myself, so I do follow the prospects. You guys should do too. And it's going to be a great one here this evening, as always. These Tier 1 boys always give us a right old battle. I am not suspecting anything different.
Yeah, no, we're just getting the telemetries up now. So it's the pole sitter now back in the pack up, weaving around, trying to get those temperatures into the tyres. And away we go very shortly. And look, it's a beautiful sight, that, isn't it? When you see them just weaving around like absolute hooligans. If you just click onto this and you don't know what Formula 1 is, you're like, what's going on here? I mean, that might be a TikTok. We don't know. That could be a TikTok right there.
I think two of the boys just had a little bit of contact there. They got disqualified. But yeah, there's a 5.7 kilometre track, ladies and gentlemen. 11 corners, 3.6 miles. These guys do have their work cut out for them this evening. As you say, it's the Slipstream Central, it's the Cathedral of Speed, it is the Monza Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix, in front of the Tifosi, in front of you guys at home. It's a pleasure to be here for the Prospects eRacing League Round 2 Tier 1, guys. I'm looking forward to it, Pat.
Yeah, and here we go, they're lined up on the grid. So GC, Alex and CPI are going to be on very cold tyres. Must have had a collision in the warm-up lap. So that could be an advantage for Scotty going into turn 1. But yeah, lining up on the grid now. Are you going to take us away for this then, one Lemony?
Yeah, why not? So, as you say, the guys are lining up at the back of the grid now. The green flag is being waved from the marshal. The lights are on the gantry here. We're waiting for them to go out. It was a long hold, but they are gone now. It's a good start from your pole sitter. Alex as well seems to get a good one. But Scotty cuts across in front, as I said. Block that inside as they all start to fan down into the turn 1 braking zone. Easy to lose a front wing. You need to be patient. You need to keep your calm, and it seems as if everyone is now as they power towards Curva Grande.
Absolutely amazing start from all of these drivers, all getting away pretty unscathed, which is very unheard of into turn 1 and 2 of Monza. So fair play to them guys. Sam Brooks making an early position up to 15th.
Breaking hard now into...
We've got an Austin Martin! It's a Josh Years champion, Goofy! He had a bit of a spin there. No, he's connecting his teammate. Sorry, he's had a spin and now look, he's gone and he's right at the back now. Wow. Early spin there from the Austin behind point. Sorry, I got a bit tongue-tied there.
No, 100%. They seem to get really tight into the Roger chicane there. As always, through the first corner. There has been a monumental accident there before. Have a look at YouTube from back in the day. But anyway, we're concentrating back towards the grid here, towards the front of the grid, as they all start to streamline themselves one by one down towards Parabolica. It is Scotty, your race leader, followed by Robbie and Alex in third, with Anton and Vundex, the teammate, rounding out your top 5.
Is he going to get that in the slipstream? Is CPI Robbie right in behind Scotty now? He's going to make a move. Scotty goes ultra defensive and then comes back onto the racing line. I don't think he's going to make a move into turn 2. But is anyone else as we go further down the pack? All looking pretty neat at the minute.
Yeah, no. They're all keeping their front nose clean, trying to tick away a few laps here, really. They're starting to streamline themselves. Hello, the Haas at the back here. Carboy has a bad run. Nick is right on the
outside here of FRR Jackson. FRR Jackson just managed to defend that very well, but not too close there from contact. But great racecraft from both of these drivers. FRL, a great defensive display to stay ahead of Optic. Optic is not messing about today. He wants to go up the grid.
He definitely does. Optic there in 7th position, eager to get some points here this evening. He needs to keep himself clean and tidy. He needs to be Mr. Consistent. That's what we want to know Optic for. Mr. Consistent, tick away them points when you're not exactly battling for the podium positions. But you need to cross the line to get yourself into this championship fight. No point winning a race and binning for them. But anyway, as you say, Optic right behind Jackson here. He seems to be getting a little bit of a bad run, so Total Carney might be trying to pressure Optic now.
He's just got the timing screens back up because Kodas has had a bit of a wobbly moment there, but they're all coming back in, so now we can see where everyone is. Yeah, Optic looks like he's... oh, no, we can't really... It's Optic going backwards. He's fighting with his teammates, so I'm ignoring the timing screen at the minute because it's not giving us a true example of what's going on. But Total Carney...
Oh, no, wait, Basil into the grass there. Sorry, to cut in front of you there, Paddy, but he got a big tank slapper under throttle there. Optic and Carney having a Barney into the turn 1. And then Basil trying to take advantage of everyone getting a slow run out there, turn 1. But anyway, Guppy in 9th as well, right on the back of Carney. It's really kicking off here in the mid-pack.
Yeah, and I think this is what these drivers are doing. They're just holding station now, just waiting for the others to make mistakes. And the out's starting to come. Already 3 laps in. Wally then gets ahead of Basil as well and splits those McLarens.
Optic taking a defensive line into the Ascari chicane. Kearney really, oh, it's sector 3. Who's that off on the side there? That's somebody's
yeah,
goodness is
yeah, it's the Alfa Romeo boy, which is such a shame. He was 5th in the qualifying, and just like that, this is what we're saying in qualifying, that is such a dangerous corner, and if you get it slightly wrong, there is no way of rescuing it, and there's walls either side of you. We have got our first retirement, but no, your safety car.
Optic versus Kearney down the front straight here. Kearney going to the outside into the braking zone. Optic defending the inside. What's it going to be into the braking zone? Optic decides better of it, and Kearney swoops around the outside. Fantastic stuff from himself. Optic gets a fantastic run though. He's right on the back of Kearney through Curva Grande. What are they going to do now? Is it going to be a Vettel Alonso situation? Almost, but there is room given. And Optic is backing out of it into the braking zone. So good stuff from these guys. Great racecraft. Good
so
stuff
just
from
as
Kearney.
that battle was going on, we had Antonio and QC Alex having a bit of battle, and we also seen a change to the league leader racers there. Robbie on the pit straight managed to get ahead of Scotty. Scotty now down to 2nd.
It's all kicking off here, I have to say. It seems as if the DRS zone, the DRS train is really working. Guy needs to keep within that 2nd. Otherwise, he's going to find himself under pressure with Anton in 3rd.
Well, the thing is, just this is such a DRS train track. You've got to look after that ERS. You cannot be using it all at once very early on, because you can take advantage of this, especially later on in this race. And that's what it's all about. It's not just planning for the race for the first few laps. You've got to be planning for the whole entire 27 laps around here. So we see CPI Robbie getting the fastest lap at the minute with a 120 and dead.
Just going to say, Robbie is trying to pull the pin here.
Here comes Optic on the inside of Total Carney. He's been fighting for a couple of laps with his teammate, but he looks like he's made that one stick. Great move from Optic.
Stuff from himself, but these teammates are just really holding themselves up here. It seems as if they're doing a bit of tit for tat between the teammates through which lap it is, who's going to be leading the train. They need to be concentrating to try and catch up the gap towards Jackson, who in turn is literally being pulled into this battle for the lead from these guys battling up in front as well.
Exactly that. Alfa Jackson can take definite advantage here. We've seen 4 of those drivers so tight together. And it's anyone's game today. Vero be then in the lead, but Scotty hasn't dropped Scotty 4 tenths here, and they're gaining and gaining and gaining in the DRS zone. Antonio is amongst the battling as well. This is getting very tight, very saucy indeed. We love to see it. Scotty gets out of shape though through the chicane. Antonio, can he take advantage of that then? He's in the slipstream. He's going to go to the inside. And Scotty is going to get the slipstream off Scotty because he's gone defensive, and we could see a position change here. Antonio up into 2nd place, slight touching there from these two. And wow, what a move from Antonio, it's got to be said.
Great stuff from Anton there around the outside, Antonio. So Scotty tried to keep it around the outside. He should have just given it up there, tried to get a good run out of Parabolica, but ultimately compromised his head.
And Total Carney then gets back.
Stick all the way down the front straight there. Now he's going to be concentrating. Yeah.
Sorry, mate. We lost you a minute. That's why I interrupted, because you lost signal, mate. Are you there? Hello, hello, hello. I think we've lost him for a minute or two. I don't know where he is, but yeah, we just seen Total Carney, PRL Optic swap positions again. They're ahead of a big train here, and FR Jackson, QC Alex, and now what's happened to Scotty? Scotty's been there, he's lost his front wing. Oh, it's absolute carnage. It's absolute carnage. Scotty in the Alpine is going to have to pit, and it's unbelievable, Jeff. And this is it, even the top drivers out there. That's your pulse hitter going through the polystyrene bollards there. Yellow flags are shown. He's got no front wing. And he's now down in 17th. A different strategy for him now. CRP Robbie then leads the way. Such a shame for the LP driver getting pole today. But that's what I mean. It's all about keeping it clean and keeping it safe. And Italy can be an horrendous track for that. As we see Antonio fighting away with VR Robbie. He goes to the inside for the first chicane. And who's going to come out in front on this one? CRPI Robbie tucks him behind, trying to get the better exit. And here we're going to see another position change here. Antonio back in the lead, but CPR Robbie now is coming right back at him, round the outside. He's going to make a move. He's having a little sniff, but I think he is going to tuck back in on that occasion. Just wondering where my co-boy has gone. He's not there. He's in, but he's not. We've lost Lemony. I don't know where he is. So CPI Robbie then has the DRS, but I don't think he's going to make a move here. He's going to wait and get him back on the straight. There's nothing to separate these guys. I think it's going to be a little bit of a back and front, maybe pull away from the rest of the pack. But Jackson is not giving up on this as well. QC Alex as well. He's just watching this unfold. Antonio's got to be careful here because he could lose 2 positions. Here we go then, it's CPI Robbie, back at Antonio, extremely close, goes to the outside, Antonio to the inside, you've got the Red Bull wanting to get amongst it as well, and that's position change, CPI Robbie back in front of these guys. Oh, if he's left, I will invite him back. I think I can invite him back. Sorry guys, just pretty sure Lemony. Technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get Lemony back. I wish he just showed up straight away. Is that how you spell it? Oh no. Hopefully this admin that can invite him back. I don't know where he's to. I must have Jordan, if Jordan can hear this, just keep an eye on when he comes back into the Discord, because then we can put him back into the lounge, all right? Anyway, let's get back on the racing while on my own here for a minute. And Antonio then goes to the inside, and it looks like it's going to be another position change from these two battling it out. The guys behind in the Red Bull and QR Jackson, they're just waiting for anything to happen. But Total Carney and Optic are absolutely battling out between each other. It's great racing from these Mercedes drivers, but you've got to say they really are affecting themselves when it comes to getting on the back of this pack. And they're now 4.5 seconds adrift of these top 4 boys.
Great to be back. Yeah, these teammates holding themselves up. I tell you now, Toto Wolff won't be too happy in the background. But yeah, great to be back here, the comments review. Yeah, but yeah, what are you meant to do? Like, these guys are fighting for a championship themselves. They aren't necessarily teammates. They might be having their own personal things towards each other, you know, so let them fight it out. Wait until the last 5 laps and maybe rein it in at that stage.
Yes, it is, especially when it's early on in the championship. You know, they want to put a marker down, so when it does get to team orders, when they're talking amongst, you know, winning points for constructors, that's when it gets more serious. So yeah, if anything, they are going to be filing out as a bit of teammate rivalry at the minute as they swap positions again to Optic and Total Carney. But he's going to get the slipstream as Optic, so it might have been a bit of a poor move there from Carney. Now then, Antonio is kept in front of Robbie for this bout. They've normally been swapping positions each lap, but Antonio stays out in front this time. No, have we lost him again? Have we lost Lemony again? So we've lost him again. Never mind, we'll carry on. I'm sure he'll come back in at some point.
Sorry there, Paddy,
there
my bad. A bit of... How are you doing? What did I miss?
Nothing really. Optic Carney are still battling out. Antonio stayed ahead of Robbie this time round, but yeah, he's got the DRS can. Is he having a bit of a ERS or tyre save moment here? He's done 10 laps now on these soft compound tyres.
10 laps, I tell you, they might be starting to cry wolf anytime soon. They'll be losing their grip, they'll be getting all slippy, slidey, and they want to watch themselves through that Ascari chicane. We've already seen one driver meet their match through there, especially with soft tyres on a lot of wear.
Oh, and just as you say it then, Antonio comes in, and Robbie was going to follow him and backs out last minute, so Antonio is the one to first jump here.
Great stuff, great stuff. Need an invite just to let you know, but anyway, we'll see how the guys get on out there between the pit stops now. The strategy is starting to come in. How are they going to find themselves once it all turns around? Some soft tyres turning into mediums, and the medium tyres turning into softs.
Yeah, just while I do that, you talk away. But what is where have you put the where have you put your gamer tag?
It's just Lemony Tang, the usual. But anyway, as you say there, so the soft tyres are giving up the ghost now. It's time for these medium tyres. They need to keep themselves close towards the back end of them soft tyre guys to try and gain any advantage towards the end of this race. They will find themselves a little bit out of sync once they come out, but when they have them brand spanking softs, it's like 10 qualifying laps. You really need to put the hard work and effort in, and these guys will come towards you.
He certainly will. So Antonio then was the first one to jump. Is Robbie going to be in this lap then, or is he going to go again? He goes extremely wide, but he does. He comes into the pits. So as the undercut worked for Jackson, or the overcut for Robbie, making a one extra lap, he's absolutely rinsed his ARS. But let's see where he comes out for here. As you know, FRL Jackson takes the lead of this race.
I get another one off you there. I had to restart my game. But yeah, as you say there, the guys starting to make their way out of the pit lane now. The lead battle's going to be kicking off anytime soon with the undercut or the overcut.
Antonio swooses past him, and it's Antonio that just about gets in front on the exit. That's fantastic. I tell you what, Robbie almost done the overcut there.
Great stuff from Robbie. He must have been really putting the pedal to the metal on that outlap. But yeah, I just see it now as he comes around the outside there. Anton just gets it into the braking zone. But we nearly had a Max Verstappen versus Hamilton from 2021. Some might say that was a title decider.
That was a definite crazy moment there, but CPI did just tuck in behind, and yeah, they live to fight another day.
Great stuff from themselves. As we look back in the old Monza, a bit of history, we had Vettel with his first ever win in 2008. Danny Rick as well with the McLaren in 2021. Made a famous bet with Zach Brown there with that one to drive Dale Earnhardt's car if he did so, and he did. And then obviously Gasly in 2020 with the AlphaTauri repeating, doing a Vettel, some would say, with his first ever win with the AlphaTauri guys there as well. Toro Rosso back in the day as well, but great stuff from themselves 2020 with him as well.
So FRL Jackson then comes out of the pits. Now he's got a couple of extra laps here from these boys, and he's lost a few positions. He's now behind QC, Alex, Antonio, Robbie back in front of Antonio. When did that happen? So yeah, V-Robbie then in effectively P1 before when these guys in front pit. It'd be interesting to see then how this strategy unfolds for the guys that kept it a little bit longer. You see yellow flags in sector 1. Not sure what that's for.
Are the guys starting to get a bit fatigued out there? Perhaps it is 13 laps out of 27. It can be quite a tiring race, especially if someone's right on your backside through the whole thing. You can be sweating quite hard in here. It's always me. I always pray for a lonely race, just so I can concentrate on my braking points and turn in points, because that's hard enough as it is here, Pat.
Yeah, so Cyprian Robbie then is coming on the back of these guys that are yet to pit. Nick goes defensive and he's gone defensive again. A little bit of double movement there, I think, from EORL, Nick. I've seen defensive moves like that before, and it's got a little bit of a Max Verstappen vibe to it.
Well, it's really worked out for him for the worse. He ran wide into Parabolica, and now we're down the back straight. He's under coming increasing pressure here from Anton with the medium tyres. DRS open as Sam Brooks is getting passed by both. Nick on the inside is getting really tight into the braking zone, but they managed to make a stick. Fair play to the guys out there, and Anton getting hung out to dry on the outside. He's lost a bit of time to Nick in fourth, but he's on a drag race now through Curva Grande with Sam Brooks, and Alex is coming into the back to join the fight. He's going to the outside. Poor Sam has lost about 4 positions in 2 corners.
That's incredible racing from these guys. So not much space for 3 drivers through there, but they managed to get through. And Antonio does get ahead. But yeah, the Ferrari driver then losing a few positions, but he's still yet to pit in this race.
Hoping for a late safety car, perhaps for Sam Brooks on them mediums. He's definitely keeping them going quite a long time. The same with Jackson just behind as well. But yeah, Anton making his way, carving his way through the field here. Nick in 4th position also, and Robbie in 3rd position. I tell you, that's pretty much the net lead right now.
Yes, it is for Robbie then. Made those overtakes quite easily. Antonio did have a little bit of battle there, so he has lost a bit of time, so he's going to have to try and gain that back. But he's going to be in the slipstream as we see Cartboy then going into the pits. Only one more driver yet to pit ahead of him, and that's Wally, and he keeps it stuck out there for another few laps.
So Anton on the back of Nick into the turn 1 braking zone. Everyone on their ERS down there. Alex trying to take advantage of a double slipstream as well. How did they get on through the exit of turn 2? So they're coming into Curva Grande. They seem to be pretty much status quo for now. But I really do feel it kicking off between these guys. Nick doing a fantastic job in 3rd position to hold these guys behind.
Yeah, and the longer Antonio, and he got actually saying that he's going to go to the inside. Nick goes very defensive, and yeah, a little bit wobbly coming out the exit. Antonio didn't need a second invitation for that one.
Yeah, Alex up the inside as well. A little bit of cross tyres there, also very dodgy, but he makes a stick as well. Both them cars must have some tyre grip on the side pods, I'm telling you. And Sam coming into the chicane here, trying to take advantage. He's up the inside, very hard to make a stick, and he backs out of it. Very smart from himself. But yeah, Nick coming under increasing pressure from these guys.
Yeah, questionable defending there from Nick at times, but call it hard racing or call it whatever you like. But yeah, he's losing a few positions. Is it time for him to come in the pits? As you can see the understeer, they can see it. See the understeer going straight on for him. He's got to come in soon. He's 15 laps on these mediums, but he is sticking with it.
I'm glad you caught that on the stream as Jackson's lining up with Nick, because we've been talking about the commentary booth all evening. The power understeer as you come through Parabolica, it's very hard to control as Jackson makes it around the outside of Nick. What a fantastic...
No, he wasn't. He cut Nick right off. Nick was on the inside line, and well, he just took the apex, and Nick goes round. That could be one for the stewards, but it's all kicking off. There's no time to breathe here. There's positionings going left, right, and centre. Optic loses out to Total Canyon. These guys are still fighting at it.
I tell you now, my apologies there. I was on board with said car, and it looked like a clean move from my side. As you say, he did sweep across, but yeah, no, it must have been side pod contact. Total Carney, Optic, Gulfrey, Equazar, and Nick. I tell you now, it's really going to get hot and heavy here, especially with Nick. He definitely has the red mist. He must have with that one.
He definitely is. He's now down in 11th place, but I can't get over the battle between these Mercedes boys. It must be great fun out there for them.
And you know, it really must be like, do you know what? It can be a little bit anxiety. You know, you'd rather be battling someone else than your teammate. I always find I'm a little bit more accurate with someone else because you're not given that little bit extra bit of room. Sometimes that little bit of compromise can really disrupt your racing rhythm, and it can be enough to throw you off. Ladies, do not make any hesitation. As Optic lines up Carney.
Here he comes then, Optic then. on the inside. Now he's going to do the Aston Martin's coming through to the inside as well, and he's going to back off here, and the Aston Martin just backs off. A little bit of a slide there from Optic. Is that going to suffer there from the exit? We'll have to wait and find out, but just get out of that again. It looked like the Aston Martin was going to take an absolute huge dive bomb on the inside of both of them, but wow, he did back out last minute. Great racing.
I have no idea how these guys are really treading the needle with that one. It looked as if Toto Carney had a little bit of a tap on Optic's rear end, which was enough to unsettle him through turn 1 and 2, but he saved it, and he's starting to pull away as well. Carney seems to be struggling with the rear tyres now. Is Guthrie gonna make any inroads? The DRS train is once again open down the back straight here, so Optic hasn't pulled away that magical second. It's really what you're trying to look at to try and gap the guys behind.
So just a quick mention then, you could tell how much Antonio got stuck behind those back markers. 2.7 seconds now is the gap when they could not even be separated. That could be crucial, albeit V-Robbie getting a 5 second speed in the pit lane. Can he now gap a 5 seconds in this race? Because these guys they were inseparable in the DRS zones, but because of that, he's now 2.5 seconds behind. Now the only way V-Robbie now can win this if he gaps him by 5 seconds.
So Carney is right in the back of Optic. They're going side by side again. But that is interesting that you say there about the race lead as these guys go side by side through turn 1, 2. Carney, fantastic stuff. Optic gives them room. Although Optic cuts Guthrie off through the exit, and then Quasar gains 2 positions. Great stuff.
Take him out, son. The McLaren goes, I'll tell you what, I'll take him on the outside. And he split the Mercedes boys. Finally, those Mercedes boys will not be battling out with each other for a minute or two. And Quasar sitting at the back. Thank you, man. We're on the outside. I'll take P6.
There you go, these guys ultimately did cost themselves a bit of time somewhere along the line, and as you say, bing, bang, bosh, Quasar straight in there, and Guthrie just in 8th position as well, trying to take advantage. So the DRS train is really just changing and flowing ever so slightly. It really depends who has that good runner, who has that mistake. Is it Quasar? True. Ascari has a bit of a moment, and Optic is right on the back of him now into Parabolica.
And here they go, but as you were commentating on that, we are watching Antonio as well, under pressure from QC Alex. We're going to have to go to that battle as we got Antonio could lose 2 places here, because not only that, Jackson's in amongst it as well. And look at that, QC Alex takes P2 from Antonio, and that could be even more crucial with V-Robbie 3 seconds up the road.
That is something definitely to write home about. Alex is starting to put the times and the lap times in now. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, to catch a car is one thing, to pass him is another one. And Alex has definitely broken Anton there now. He's passed him into 2nd position. Anton has fallen back into the clutches almost of Jackson now in 4th. So the podium positions are really shaping up. But can Alex catch the race leader, Robbie, with 19 laps out of 27 on the board? I know there's a penalty in there, Paddy. You always want to win it on a track, though, let's be fair.
Yeah, indeed. A bit of a shame for Robbie getting that 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. But here we go then. The 2 Mercedes boys are back at it again. Optic takes the lead through Parabolica. Is it Parabolica you call it? Or Shikari Chicane, isn't it? This is one you call.
The Ascari one, yeah. Parabolic is the last one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm learning the track names, the track corner names. But yeah, so Optic gets ahead again of his teammate. I do feel like although they're battling, they should be dragging themselves along. But the problem is Quasar and Groovy is right on the tail, waiting for any of these boys to make a mistake.
Tell you now, Quasar is one who is Mr. Consistent, so he is definitely trying to find it out. As Carney puts slipstreams into the braking zone, Optic blocks the inside, for the inside, and he's made the blocker maneuver stick. But can Carney gain on the exit? No, he's actually lost some. He's actually got some rear end stability issues. Quasar is starting to come through. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1 as well, so I think Nick has gone around. Interesting stuff from the guys.
He's gone round again in the same place. He's got to be careful. Go on.
Carney outbreaks himself fantastically well, and he's lost 2 positions to Quasar and Guthrie. He's actually lost about a second's worth to Optic. This is Optic's opportunity. Can he break the second through the break zone? No, he can't. He gets squirrely as well. So Quasar is still in the DRS zone of Optic, and he's gained 1 position, and he's going after him now. 6th and 5th position. Big battle going on here.
Well, yeah, so he's luckily Carney hasn't lost too much. It could have been a lot worse. He's still amongst the DRS train here. So, but this time he is at the back of this little train. And Quasar, though, could be the one to get back in front here, and he could get up to P5 by just being patient and waiting for that opportunity to come.
Yeah, patience is a virtue with these guys. You know, Optic, if I was the Quasar now, I'd be putting severe pressure on Optic, as you normally would be anyway. But, you know, you'd be trying to crack the young guy into the braking zones, put the pressure on him. But Optic keeps it nice and tidy for the time being. But yeah, that's 5th and 6th position. It's really only between them guys now. You can't gain 10 seconds on to Jackson towards the lead fight. But yeah, Quasar is definitely going to be trying to get that top 5.
So Cowboy goes in the pits then for another set of softs. He's currently down in 13 and looks like he's... that was a very long pit stop. God knows what happened there. Yeah, so he's gone for another set of softs. Optic is still in front of this grouping of 4 cars. Quasar, though, really hunting him down. He's on 32%. Optic has got a bit of 59% VRS. So is he going to stay back here for a couple of laps, save a bit of ARS, and when he does get that overtake, he makes his stick?
Well, Optic does have 62% in fairness to him, so he does have enough to defend. But as you know yourself, if the guy behind gets a fantastic one with DRS and DRS jump on you, there's not much you can really do. You can't really react to it. But as they come through Parabolica now on the exit, Quasar is a fantastic one, but Optic is sure enough using a bit of his DRS to pull away before the DRS zone. It is open now for Quasar as he's going to top 210 mile an hour. Down towards the braking zone they go, but Optic keeps in front. I tell you now, you can really lose yourself in a braking zone at that speed.
But like you said, though, Quasar is very consistent. He knows how to pick his moments. But is this the moment? He got a great exit out of turn 2, and he's going to go around the outside here. Is he going to make a move to the inside, or is he going to hook in behind him? He's making Optic sweat. When is he going to make that move? He's really making him work for that position, isn't he?
He's trying to pressure him into a mistake here. He knows he doesn't really need to risk it. As I said, he's Mr. Consistent. He doesn't put his nose in situations he doesn't want to be in. Guthrie is, though, behind, but there is a little bit of a gap, so Quasar has a slight advantage here. He doesn't really need to be looking in his mirrors unless he gets a really bad exit. But it's Guthrie and Total Carney behind who are going to be battling now as well. This is going to turn into a 4-car battle. Any time now, Quasar needs to get a good run now towards Parabolica, out of Parabolica to get a nice slipstream into turn 1, time it right and dive it down the inside towards the braking zone.
So just looking at Antonio, though, he lost a few positions, but he's now going to make a move here on QC. Alex goes to the inside and he takes that move back up into P2. Great little move for that. He followed him for a minute there. It looked like he may have been struggling, but he was very patient and he's picked his moment. He's now back up into P2. But what's happening here, guys, mate?
Yeah, so as you say there, but Quasar does exactly what I say. He waits to the braking zone, disrupts Optic's exit, and he makes a fantastic maneuver for 5th position. That was calm, collected, poised, and planned out, and well executed. I tell you now, I couldn't have written it better myself. I almost did write it. He got a great run out of Parabolica, down towards the first corner, launched it down the inside under the braking zone, and disrupted Optic's exit to get it to secure the maneuver. Great stuff from himself. He's going to try and pull away now. He needs to pull the pin. He needs to get 1 second from the car behind. But Optic is in that crucial DRS zone. He's closing into Ascari.
And just a quick mention there as well, Total Carney did actually get the jump on Goofy, and he's now got his teammate ahead of him as well. So there was 2 moves made there into turn 1 and 2, and yeah, the Mercedes boys will be battling now again by the look of it.
I'm telling you now, although Optic needs to not concentrate from the car behind, he needs to be concentrating on the car in front of him. Great exit there through Parabolica. He's into the DRS zone. It's engaged. What can a Quasar do? He's hugging the inside, but there's not much he can do. A Quasar pulls out a slipstream. Sorry, Optic pulls out of the slipstream and he makes the move stick, but a Quasar pulls back in under the braking zone. Very brave. You don't want Carney to lock up into the back of you, but he's trying to get a good run. No, it's not. It's status quo. Guthrie trying to make a move on Carney now, though.
Yeah, these guys, I feel they're going to be battling it out all the way here now. We've had so much of excitement, I totally forgot. We've only got 3 laps in this race. It's been magnificent.
I tell you now, it has been magnificent. As you say, the battles have been well and truly raging through the field. Robbie, though, is still with his 5-second penalty at the front here, has only gained 4 seconds on Anton. But as you say, there is a few laps left, and Anton is slowly losing a couple of tenths here and there. It's going to be very close towards the end here, Paddy.
It's going to be very close indeed. We see Goofy picking up a 3-second. That's not what he wanted to get in 8th place in this battle whatsoever. Now, it's been amazing to see absolute no safety car, not even a virtual here in this race. It's just been bat out of hell racing. We love to see Wolfie getting ahead of Goofy as well, but the V-Robbie then only needs to find a second with 2 laps to go. It could be too little too late from him.
No, it's a hovering between that 4 seconds, 4.2, and look, at the end of the day, Anton is coming under massive pressure here from Alex and Jackson here for the final podium positions, and all it takes is one little bit of an out-braking manoeuvre. The other guy has to open the steering wheel, and you've lost a second through the apexes. It's really close towards these guys. Only 2 laps to go now. Sorry, 3 laps to go. It's going to some crescendo here, Paddy, as always with Tier 1.
And I know, just seen a bit of battle in there going from Wally and Total Canyon. Now, Wally is on very, very frost soft, so he could get amongst this mix here. And with a couple of laps to go, he's going to make this interesting. He's got so much exit speed there compared to the Mercedes driver of Tony Khan. He's going to get the DRS, but so is everyone. Has he saved enough to get round? He's all over the place, trying to make a move here into the chicane. They go. Is he going to back out? He does indeed. He's not getting a move done there.
He is all over the back of Cardi, I'll tell you now. He's like a bear going after the honey bees. He's all in there. He wants to get it all nice, sticky and wet, but he doesn't want to get stung. He knows there's only a few laps to go. There's going to be some points on the board. Look at this 4-car battle towards the back of the grid. They're all squirrely through Parabolica here, Paddy.
Yeah, they definitely are. And we just seen ahead that QC Alex gets ahead of Antonio as we see a Quasar go ahead of Optic into the braking zone. We've got 2 Mercedes drivers going side by side through the exit here, and they both make it through. Now this battle is like the Alpine in of Wally. Wally's come to say thank you, I'll take that as way. And I tell you what, that battle between the Mercedes has only costed them a position, and Wally now up into 7th. Great stuff.
Finished into the braking zone here between the Quasar. Oh, he's up on the curb. He gets launched. Unbelievable stuff. Wally keeps him saved almost, but Optic returned the favour to his teammate around the outside of turn 2. I'm telling you, it really has been a tit-for-tat race between these 2 guys all the way through this Grand Prix. It's fantastic stuff. We've got someone into the wall. Car boys crashed out, but that's not going to take out the safety car here. We're going green to the end, ladies and gentlemen. This race is coming to a crescendo. The lead is only 4.5 tenths between them, with a 5-second penalty towards Robbie, and then the rest of the field are battling for the podium positions. It can really kick off here. Paddy, it's the last lap. What's going to happen?
We're going to have to wait and find out, but I tell you what, Optic nearly got a free ticket to Benetton there, the way he was flying through there, but how he managed to keep it on track after that was amazing. Great driving from these guys, and it's down to the last lap we go. Antonio then not quite ahead of QC Alex. QC Alex managing to keep it ahead of Antonio down the straight, and it's a last minute dash, but Optic they're fighting it out with a Quasar. Through the chicane they go again. This is wheel-to-wheel action, and Wally is coming amongst the mix as well. They go 3 wide here on the last lap. You've got Alpine round the outside. This is unbelievable.
Wally trying to make the steal. I tell you, they're coming into the braking zone. Who's going to give? I don't know. Optic takes it around the outside. Great stuff. And the Quasar's being spun around. He's being spat out by the grid. Wally and himself side by side through there, and Quasar hits the curb, so that's been him to spot out a ball here. Optic keeps 5th, Wally is in 6th. But we're still looking towards the front here, Paddy. Unbelievable stuff between these guys.
It was absolutely incredible. Now, it doesn't look like Robbie's going to get the 5-second gap he needs. He's only got it to 5 seconds. As he crosses the line, he's going to take the checkered flag. But today, can Alex stay in front of Antonio? It looks like he can. Robbie crosses the line. QCL is going to take the win here. And Antonio goes 2nd. CPI Robbie goes down to 3rd. Jackson 4th. And who's going to come and get that 5th place then? It looks like PRL Optic has got ahead. Unlucky. What happened to Total Carney and Wally?
Carney and Wally have crashed out of Ascari. They've both crashed. I can't believe it. They've come together in the last lap. They didn't do it. But that's the end of their race. As you say, Quasar is going to come home in 7th with Owen going to be in 8th, and then Sam Brooks is 9th. He was going to be 10th. Nick, after all that, I tell you now, one of the main contenders at the start. I don't know how he's going to get 10th position. He's miles behind. But Total Carney and Wally crashing out the last lap.
Damn, imagine doing all of that, no safety cars, no crashes, and it comes round to the last chicane and both of them are out. That was crazy. Basil Quasar then got spun, but he has managed to get 7th here. Got a big mention there for Optic as well. He had a great qualifying last week. He couldn't convert that in the race, but he did it this week. He's got a P5. That was a great showing from Optic. He was battling for the whole of that race. There was not a time to take a breath, was the Lemony?
It really wasn't. I have to say, that has to be one of the most I say it every week, but that has to be one of the most entertaining races I've ever watched here for the Prospects eRacing League. Don't forget to check us out on the YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. But fair play to the guys this evening. Well-deserved race win as the podium guys get up there. The flags representing their countries they're from, the trophies they're lifting, and the champagne will be spraying. It's been a great race, Paddy.
Do you know what? It really has indeed, and I've enjoyed every minute. I can't believe we've had a whole race without a single safety car. It was absolutely amazing, and we were enjoying it so much that we weren't even looking at the amount of laps we had left. It was just amazing. It was fantastic. I loved every minute of it, and we just got it up now. Well, get it up. So that was round 2 here for a PRL Esports Prospects Racing. Up next, round 3 is France. So make sure you join us here for next week. It's going to be round 3 of the top tier action for Esports Prospects.
It's been a great one again, Paddy, as always. Alex comes away with the race win with Anton in 2nd. Robbie rounds out your top 3 with Jackson in 4th, Optic in 5th. As you mentioned before, a fantastic haul of points for himself. A great recovery drive from last week. Guthrie in 6th, Quasar in 7th. What coulda, shoulda, woulda been. But as you say, Mr. Consistent comes away with some points once again. Sam Brooks in 8th, Owen in 9th, and Nick is your top 10, ladies and gentlemen.
So another mention here for Goofy then. Goofy 6th place last year's Tier 2 Championship, and Sam Brooks, who also got promoted. Both drivers making in the top 10. So great showing from the guys that got promoted. And the fastest lap goes to Basil, who's down in 14th. So no driver will get that extra point this week because he's outside that top 10. But he gets fastest with a 1:20.9. Well, you're going to round it up, Ben. What do you think? Driver of the day. Give me your driver of the day, buddy.
I have to say, I don't know who it is really. Optic stands out. Robbie stands out as the driver of unluckiest of the day. He won it on the track, but didn't get it in the timesheets. But fair play to everyone out there who finished the race. Fair play to them.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be Optic. I've got to give it to Optic. I know he started in 6th and only gained 1 position, but the guy had no time to rest. He battled, and yet he still remained in front of that 5-way battle all the way. He was the one who came out in top, and yeah, great showing from him. He is my driver of the day.
Congratulations to Total Carney as well. His duet with himself and Optic with them battles, and Wally as well. But yeah, that's a fantastic Grand Prix, I have to say. Paddy, as always, back next Monday, 10 o'clock as always. I can't wait for it, Paddy. I hope you can't wait for it too.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So it's me, Paddy Pat, and Lemony signing off for this week's Tier 1 action. It's been a pleasure to commentate here at Monza. But up next week will be France, joining me and Lemony for some more Tier 1 racing.